Dead Rails isn't just a survival game anymore. Not when you've pushed past the first few thousand meters. If you're watching this, you probably already know what it's like to grind for 1, 2, maybe even 3 hours, alone, with no breaks, no saves, no room for error. This game doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you're panicking. Dead Rails just keeps going. You outrun the fog. You outsmart the infected. You loot, fight, survive. You cross biomes, endless sand, wrecked buildings, dark caves, cliffs, and blood rain, kerosene storms, lightning nights that feel like the sky's trying to kill you. Every 5,000 meters you get stronger, but so do the enemies. And finally, you hit 80,000 meters. You survive the final gate. You beat Tesla, and then it ends. A screen, a reset. No Mexico, no reward, just nothing. And that's where I think this game is missing something important. Not another challenge, not another grind. Just closure. The story we were promised. Let's go back to the basics. The story of Dead Rails isn't just about survival. It's about escape. Every town you visit, every POI you loot, every survivor you read about in journals, they all talk about one thing: crossing the border, making it to Mexico. It's the goal the entire game is pushing toward. Not just to live, but to escape the chaos, to start over. You fight to stay alive for hours, and when you finally make it, after defeating the Tesla boss, crossing the bridge, and leaving everything behind, there should be something more. Not just another biome, not another wave. Something different, something peaceful, something earned. Imagine being on that train, hearing the metal grind against polished rails, and knowing, really knowing, that you've reached the edge of the world you've been fighting through for hours. The crossing. So picture this. The boss wave ends. The Tesla outlaw collapses. The gate creaks open. And your train, your beat-up, blood-covered, scrap-reinforced train, begins to roll forward again. At first, you're still paranoid. You expect another wave, one last surprise. But no, there's only silence. The music fades. The wind picks up. The tracks ahead look newer. Not rusted, not twisted, just clean. You pass by an old checkpoint gate, half buried in sand. Faded Spanish text on a metal sign reads, Zona Fronteriza, Control Militar. The fog is behind you now. There are no red bars, no lightning storms, just blue sky, a gentle breeze, and for the first time in the game, no threat indicators. Your character relaxes. Hands lower the weapon. You begin to realize you're not being hunted anymore. The Borderland Oasis. The train slows. You reach a small station with adobe walls, clay rooftops, colorful blankets hanging on clotheslines. The Borderland Oasis. You step off the train, your boots hitting the ground, and for a second, you just stand there. No enemies, no objectives, no chaos, just quiet. You start walking through narrow streets, past empty homes. Inside, you find notes, drawings, diaries, stories of survivors who made it before you. A map with old routes, a message etched into a wall. Para los que escaparon, no olvidamos. For those who escaped, we do not forget. In one house, you see a journal that reads, Day 72. We heard the horn of the train again today. Someone's still out there. Someone is still trying to make it. If you find this, we saved a place for you. Bienvenido. A world without enemies. You find a chapel, candles still burning, music playing softly on an old radio, a survivor's final words in a letter. If you're reading this, you made it. We hoped someone would. The rails were hell, but this is peace. Don't look back. The past is gone. Welcome to the new world. You sit on a bench by a fountain, watching the birds fly overhead, and you realize this isn't just a safe zone. This is the ending, a true one, not a cutoff screen, not a stat counter, just closure. You hear your character breathe, not in panic, not in exhaustion, but in peace. That long, slow breath that only comes when you know it's finally over. The climb to the hill. There's a small dirt path leading uphill. You follow it, one step at a time. There's no rush. For once, the game doesn't push you forward. You take your time. Along the way, there are wind chimes hanging from wooden poles. They sway gently in the breeze. The sun dips lower, casting golden light over the cliffs. You reach the top of the hill, and there it is, a white archway made of cracked stone, half covered in vines. And across it, in faded red paint, Bienvenidos a Mexico. You pause, just stand there. Then slowly, your character walks forward, crosses the threshold. The fade out and credits. As you pass beneath the arch, the camera angle changes. It zooms out slowly. The train in the distance. The sunset sky stretching endlessly. The guitar music swells gently. A violin joins it. And then the screen fades to white. On the screen in soft lettering, you escaped. No loud fanfare, no explosions, just peace. The reward and legacy. When you return to the game menu, you now have something new. A badge, survivor of the rails, a cosmetic, a dust-covered poncho, a calm, peaceful aura. And in future runs, when you visit NPCs at the safe zone, they'll say one line, Hey, I heard about you. You made it out, didn't you? There's nothing overpowered, no god tier loot, just recognition. The game remembers, and now, so will you. Final message. Dead Rails is already a masterpiece of survival. But after everything you endure, the running, the storms, the monsters, you deserve more than a reset. You deserve to rest. You deserve the ending. You deserve peace. And so I ask, if you made it this far, if you're one of the few who's crossed the bridge, who's faced Tesla, who's earned their freedom, what kind of ending would you want? Let's make sure Dead Rails doesn't just loop forever. Let's give it the ending it always deserved. Welcome to Mexico.